freshfigures.com, featuring all of your favorite action figure brands and much more. freshfigures.com. Get them while they're fresh. Figures of Action here, and today we're taking a look at the new Mezco 112 Deadpool action figure. I received this figure in the mail a little less than a week ago from freshfigures.com. If you don't know, check them out. There'll be a link in the description below. This is my first Mezco 112 figure. I was not sure about getting out of my Legends comfort zone, although I did recently with articulated icons. Ended up spending a little bit more for those figures than what I'm used to. $20 price point I am very comfortable with, but for more you get more. You get what you pay for, I guess. So let's take a closer look at this guy, and we'll start with the packaging, which I don't feature a lot in the videos anymore, in the reviews, because everybody's seen a Marvel Legends box. So, it's not anything new. Mezco does something a little different, and their other figures, I believe, came in a display box with an open panel on the front, like a book. But this one does not. This one's just a slip cover. But we'll take a closer look at the box. You've got the Deadpool logo on the front, and the Marvel and 112 logos at the bottom. On the back, you've got pictures of what's included there, with Deadpool and his accessories, and some photos at the bottom, some Mezco photos of Deadpool posed doing different things. You got all kinds of little logos and warnings and stuff at the bottom. On the top of the box is the 112 logo, and on the bottom is some more information. On the sides you have the logo for Mezco and also for Deadpool. The box just, the cover of it just slips off. And it's got a plastic piece that goes around it that I've not taken off. So it goes up, and then the figure was housed. The figure was housed inside with all the accessories, which have already been removed from the box. You've got 112 on both sides, like you did the top, and on the back is the Mezco logo, which is pretty nice. It's like a embossed effect. So, pretty snazzy box. The figure and his accessories were placed inside in a series of trays and plastics. So the figure was pretty easy to remove once I took the top layer off that held him and his accessories in place. Let's see if I can easily do this without moving the camera. Yeah, the figure was in between these two pieces of, oh, it's a single piece. I put it in backwards. The figure was in here. No, oh, I know what it was. The figure had a separate plastic piece for him, and he was in a little bag and stuff, but most of the accessories were in the front, and then there's another a clear piece that goes the last tray, and it had the stand and accessories bag. So that's a look at the packaging. I'd show you how it went, but it's too late because I quickly opened the Mezco Deadpool after I got it. I didn't mess around and waste a lot of time there. So Deadpool came with a lot of accessories, and that's not just where the extra money goes. Deadpool has an actual fabric costume. This is all fabric from the boots to the neck to the forearms. And there's a leather or imitation leather that runs down the entire side of the costume. It's actual cloth. It's an actual costume, and it does give quite a bit for posing, for moving the figure. You do get very realistic wrinkles in places when you move the figure because it's an actual cloth costume. The head is not cloth. The head is sculpted plastic, but they did match it well. They matched it a lot better than it looked in the original photos. And originally I wasn't going to get the figure because I wasn't sure that it looked quite right. But having this guy in hand and seeing him in person, it matches up a whole lot better than I thought that it would. He's got some pretty good articulation, at least as good as a Marvel Legend, if not more. But he is slightly hindered by the costume and accessories. What I mean by that is that the leather parts on the costume are a little bit restrictive to movement here. I mean, I probably could put the arms all the way up, but I'm afraid that I would rip or tear the leather there underneath the arms. So as much as this guy cost, I have been extra careful with him. I get the same effect here, putting the legs forward. I don't want to end up ripping or tearing the costume there. I can still get a pretty decent amount of articulation out of this guy, movement and posability, but I am afraid to put the arms too far up because I don't want to tear the leather underneath, which is something that may actually happen over time anyway, but right now it's so new and they haven't been out very long, so I can't really say for sure. I know there's a previews exclusive X-Force Deadpool coming out that has the same costume in gray, but again with the leather. And the summer exclusive for San Diego Comic-Con was the X-Men type costume, blue and yellow, which did not have the leather and probably does have a little bit more posability without the restrictions. I'm not sure if that one had the same straps that run around. That I do worry about putting the leg forward. I can't decide if that is actually hinged there or not, where the strap for the gun goes into the strap of the belt. It looks like there's a hinge there, but that could just be awesome sculpting and not actually a hinge there. You know, I tend to think that it probably is a peg there in the straps because of the amazing details that they put into this figure. So we'll talk a little bit about his accessories. He comes with two fantastic swords. These are, can I focus in on them? can't for anything focus in on these. But they have some really amazing detail to them. They're damaged, sculpted battle damage. They've got little nicks in them, and the handle has red inlaid in the middle of the black. And I wish that I could there we go. Now you can see some of the other details on the sword, like the little nicks and stuff. And the other sword is the exact same, looks like, with the nicks and stuff. The swords are very, very nice. I've got some other Mezco figures, some Mortal Kombat figures they put out a couple of years ago. So I was already somewhat familiar with their level of detail, but this takes it to a whole nother level. Deadpool comes with these pistols. That actually have the Deadpool logo painted on the handle, and also a removable magazine with a bullet on top. And both pistols are the same, like that. They're very, very well sculpted. And the magazine being able to come out is pretty darn cool. I'm not used to this level of articulation from weapons, having mostly Marvel Legends. And Deadpool also included another weapon, well, two more weapons. Included this machine gun that also has a grenade launcher that slides open. He came with 6 grenades that are up here on his straps, and the grenade will actually fit into the grenade launcher. And it will close with the... It was closing. What happened? Did I do something? I may not have it in there just right. It did close the other day, all the times that I did it. So let's try it again. Yes, there it goes. We'll close in there, and it will come out the end, or did. And it's not coming out now because now I'm recording. So, very nice rifle with a very nice machine gun with a somewhat functional grenade launcher. And the paint and detail on this is even more fantastic than it is on the pistols. The magazine is also removable, and you can see the bullet in there. So, cool stuff. I do hope that that grenade comes back out so I can put it back on the strap up at the top. Deadpool also came with an alternate head. So this one eye's smaller and one eye's bigger, like he's squinting at you or saying something off color. The head will pretty easily pop off and on, but without a snap like you might be used to with some more mainstream, readily available at retail figures, Marvel Legends. This head, the eyes are actually the same size. This is the one that was in the, this is the head that he was packaged with. And then the other one was an alternate head. It's over there. We'll get it there at the end. He came with a whole lot of different hands. These two are for the pistols, and the pistols fit in there pretty good. Are these two for the swords? Yeah, I think these two are for the pistols because they've got the trigger hands. Is that right? Let's see. Get these other ones here. No, those are the sword hands. These are for the guns. And the way that the hands pop off. The peg stays in the wrist. And they just pop on like that. So pretty good. Pretty good little collection of hands here. So you've got sword hands, which I think are the ones that we started the video with. You've got sword hands, pistol hands, a grabbing hand, fists that he was packaged with, and then I forgot what the name for this is. It's Hawaiian. Let's get that hand too. He also came with 4 of these throwing grenades that have the Deadpool logo on them.
It's so cute and tiny.
Yeah, these have the Deadpool logo on them as well. Fragmentation grenades, I think that they're called. So, it came with all of that, and it came with a pretty awesome 112 stand. The stand is designed to do 2 different things. It's got this arm on it so that you can hold the figure or pose the figure, however, but also you can pop the arm out and put the peg in. And if you put the peg in, there's a hole here in the bottom of his foot so that he can stand on it. He came with one last thing. He came with a bag for all of his accessories. Like one of your import figures oftentimes do that. I know that Figma does. They'll come with a bag for all the little parts. Let's run through Deadpool's articulation real quick. He's got ball pegged head. Doesn't have a hinge, but it has a great range of motion. It's the head's on a ball, and then the ball's on a post, and the post goes down into the neck someplace. So I guess it's 2 balls, really. So it does have a pretty good range of motion. He's got the ball jointed shoulder and go up and down. It can go forward. You kind of have to work the costume a little bit, and it can go back. Again, you've got to work the costume a little bit. He's got double jointed elbows. He's got looks like a forearm swivel in there, and then he's got the wrists that are pegged inside the wrist and not the hand. The hands just pop on and off. There's a hole there. He's got an ab crunch, and the harness kind of stops him from going too far forward, and the swords will stop him from going too far back. I think he's actually got a diaphragm joint and an ab crunch is what he's got going on. There's a waist swivel, but the harness hinders it a little bit. He's got ball hips, so they can go out to the sides, forward, back. Got a thigh swivel, but the leather and the harness do hinder it a little bit. Double jointed knees, a shin swivel, and a slight ankle pivot. as well. So the ankles will go, or the feet will go in all different directions. The sculpt and detail on this figure is absolutely freaking fantastic. I have not had another figure that is this well sculpted and detailed. It's probably the most amazing figure in my collection right now. One thing that I did notice was that on his belt, the paint was just a little off, like maybe he'd done it himself. Didn't really match up with everything else. The belt was just a little different. But I think that is about everything that I've noticed about this figure since Monday. Can we get a look at how tall this guy is? And then I'll do some comparison after that with some other figures, so we can wrap up what has become one of the longest videos ever.
I'll tell you something after the video, but I'll wait until the very end when you're done with all of them.
Where's the ruler? Did somebody borrow the ruler or not bring it back? Because it was over here.
I have no idea. Oh, it might be in your bucket. Well, I guess we're gonna have to compare with hands today.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was over there though.
Check in the bucket where it usually is. That's the bucket. That's all I know.
I'm not seeing it anywhere. No.
Well, sorry guys.
Your mom might have borrowed it. Why don't you entertain me?
Okay.
I have no idea where the ruler is. It was over here and now it's gone, and I don't know who may have borrowed it and not returned it.
Sorry guys, I think we're never gonna measure again. I'm sorry guys.
Well,
We'll find it.
who could we put him next to kind of show how tall he is?
Oh, we could put him next to this Deadpool.
This one?
No, this one.
Okay. Here is a knockoff Deadpool from Marvel Legends Epic Heroes. Actually, I guess this would be the true 2-pack.
It
So
looks like he's taller.
He's a little taller than that, but the more recent Deadpool that came out with the Juggernaut wave, if I remember right, is about 6.5 inches.
A great idea.
And this Deadpool is just about the same height. So I'm going to say he's about 6.5 inches.
No, I got the perfect idea. You can compare him to one of the ninjas because the ninjas are 7.5.
I think they're exactly 6 inches.
Then we
The
can
articulated
compare them.
icons?
Since they're 6 inches, we can compare them to Deadpool. So that means that Deadpool is 7 inches.
I think he's 6.5.
Good.
6.5. I guess we'll have to look for the ruler.
Well, sorry guys, I guess we're not gonna measure.
I swear I thought the ruler was right there on the counter. I'll look for it.
Well,
all right. Do you have anything that you'd like to add?
Take someone and smash them into the like button.
Thanks for watching. We found the ruler right after that. So we'll take a look at how tall he is. Well, what do you think?
It looks like he's between 7 and 6. So that means he's 6. 7.5.
6?
No, 7.5.
It really looks like 6
like-
from where I'm sitting.
He kind of. Oh, he does look like 6 from where you're
Just,
saying.
just over 6 inches.
So I guess I choose your side. But next time you have to choose my answer, since now I chose your answer.
If it's right, I will.
Okay.
Okay. Anything you'd like to add?
This is my ninja named Ninji.
Ninja? The
Yeah.
ninja?
Yeah, Ninji.
All right. Is that it?
Yes.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Black screen.